There is an amazing correlation between depression and anxiety and the things we choose to place in our home. Alright, well, I came back for my dishes today, but they're not here. The moral of the story is, dishes are like men. If you wait too long to pick them up, they disappear. My grandfather was a very religious man. He told me once that all lessons in life can be found in playing chess. So I learned how to play chess. I got pretty good at it. Good at chess, bad at life. Isn't that the sweetest little teapot? How could anybody be mad at anybody who owns a little teapot that looks like that? Gosh, beveled glass, Art Nouveau, frosted glass, that's beautiful. Cafe. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. What is it called? The Cafe Terrace. It's written right there on the painting. But I'm too dumb to read it. I'm so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I hope you had a good, safe week. And today I have a decorating video for us. You seem to like those videos, and I love doing these. And today this one is kind of a twist. I am taking 10 of the most common mistakes we all make when it comes to decorating, and I'm kind of throwing out my fixes for them. And now don't come for me. This is just my opinions. I'm not a professional interior decorator, but I have decorated a lot of homes. And I have been looking at homes online for the last year because I'm trying to find a little house for me and Desi. And boy, I want to show you some pictures, but that has been a real eye-opener of how some people keep making the same decorating mistakes over and over. So I thought this is a video I can't wait to do. And I want to get your opinion on what you think of some of my fixes, to a point. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. Stick around to the end of the video because hopefully by the end of the video I think you'll say, wow, I learned some stuff and I think I might change some things. Or not. You might just say, boy, I'm glad that's over, but there's Desi. Thing I kept seeing over and over again was people who decorate in the extremes. And that, I don't think, is ever a good idea. There are people that are just prone to be minimalist. The less they have, the better. Or on the other hand, you have the maximist. So the more they can cram into a room, the happier they are. I think I fall somewhere in between, but I definitely lean more towards the maximist. But as we get older, I think we just naturally want things a little bit simpler. But I have a friend who is a music producer, and he is a minimalist. And every year, I swear, it gets a little bit more severe. I visited him a couple months ago, and he literally had a TV, a chair, and a table. I mean, I swear his cat had one piece of furniture that, he could hang out on. It makes me nervous. I look around and I keep thinking, are you being evicted? Did somebody repossess your furniture? What's going on? I just want to run out of there. It makes me so nervous. And on the other hand, I have a friend who is a maximist. He has bookcases all over with pottery and books, and it's beautiful. But I sit there and I think, one of these bookcases is going to fall on me. I mean, I'm tense. I want to run out of there. So I guess my point is, Choose your friends wisely. No. My point is, please don't decorate in the extremes. I mean, we want to please ourselves, right? I mean, we're the ones living in our home. But we also need to sort of use common sense and moderation, that we want our home to be inviting to people. We don't want to frighten people and make them, the whole time they're visiting us, plotting their exit strategy.
When I'm working on a problem, I never think about beauty. I just think of the best solution. Life is pretty simple. If that solution isn't beautiful, then I know it's wrong.
Sometimes at night when I can't sleep, I look at homes for sale. And the other night, I swear I woke up my whole building laughing, because I swear there is a contest who can hang the worst drapes for their house. I mean, curtains and drapes. Now, that's not my forte, but I do know a few rules, and I did break them, and I regretted it in this apartment. But you want to hang your curtains or your drapes as close to the ceiling as possible. Get that curtain rod and hang it as close to that ceiling as you can. And why? Because that will elongate the window. It will make the room just flow and sing and seem much bigger and more spacious and more relaxing. Here's this beautiful ranch house in the woods, and I'm loving the windows and the land. And then you see the shots of inside the house, and everything is so expensive. It's a little oversized, but it's very, very expensive. You can tell. And I'm thinking, why? I mean, unless you are completely filthy rich, why spend a lot of money on your decor? And I know that sounds a little odd, but when you think about it, we grow, we change as people. How we decorate expresses who we are, right? So if we have spent a huge amount of money on our living room furniture, our dining room furniture, we are less apt to say, you know what, I liked that 2 years ago, but I don't like it now, so I'm going to change it. This is why I go to thrift stores, because I'm moody. I change. I grow. The decorating style I loved 3 years ago is not the decorating style I love right now, or what I'm going to love 2 years from now. I haven't spent a lot of money, so that means I am just free as a bird to change what I want. Another mistake I keep seeing over and over again is people seem to want to put their furniture against a wall, and I don't know why. And the bigger your living room, right, the more space between the walls. So, you know, your sofa is against the wall to the west and your chair is against the wall to the east. What the heck? You need a megaphone to try to talk to the person across. I mean, a living room is supposed to be, right, conversational, warm and fun, not shouting. And you know, when you get to be our age, you don't see that well, you know? So it's like, am I talking to Aunt Millie or Uncle Bob? I don't know, but maybe try to think about moving your furniture more into the middle of the room, or perhaps maybe the sofa against the wall. That's perfectly fine, right? But how about move your chairs in close to each other, close to the sofa? Make it a warm, happy place to be. There is tremendous power in decorating a room with furniture that is in balance. Furniture that is not only beautiful, but it's functional. Because when everybody sits around, they can see each other, they can hear each other, and it's a relaxing, fun, lovely atmosphere. There is an amazing correlation between depression and anxiety and the things we choose to place in our home. Color has a lot of power over our moods. So, the trends come and go, right? But the big trend is, painting everything gray. How about your walls black? Paint them gray, paint them a deep navy. Okay, that's fine. But what does that do to our psyche when we walk into a room that is gray? Is gray a happy color? Does that, put wonderful things in your mind, like going to the circus on a spring day? Oh yeah, gray. Yeah, gray. Gray is not a happy color. Everybody loves French farmhouse, right? It's so sweet and innocent, right? I mean, pretty much everything is white except for the big signs on your wall that say smile. And I think there's a lot of signs they want you to hang that say smile because psychologically, white in our minds reminds us of a hospital. Something very antiseptic, something very sterile. Not happy. Hospitals are not usually a happy banging place, right? And yet, the colors that we're choosing for our home are hospital colors. So, have you ever sat in a room that is all white? I mean, I swear, you have your ketchup for your fries and you don't want anybody to see the red. And they have done studies of people and their anxiety levels when they put them in a room with dark colors and a lot of mirrors. And for some reason, human beings react very negatively to rooms that have large mirrors or a lot of mirrors. A home that has a lot of mirrors, they've proven causes a lot of anxiety, and not just for, ladies over 60. I mean, it just causes people anxiety. So when I found that out, then I realized that, the plans that I had to have a wall of mirrors in my new home, in my bedroom, forget about it. I'm not going to do that. I don't need any help with anxiety. I got that covered all by myself. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that my colors that I choose are colors that represent peace and happiness to me. This morning I felt so good. I got up and oh boy, I can't wait to film this video. And I looked in the mirror and I had this great big spider bite on my face. I was thinking, when was a spider on my face and why was he so mad at me that he bit me? Was I snoring or something? So I bothered him. He couldn't sleep in his little creepy corner in my bedroom. When we move into a home or an apartment, we take in the room, but we rarely ever plan. We don't take note of the dimensions of the room. So we kind of go out and we buy furniture that's maybe too big, or maybe we buy furniture that's too little. Studies have shown over and over again that when a person feels their room is too small, what do you think they do? Yep, they go out and they buy big furniture. So they have kind of a small den, so they go out and buy this huge sofa thinking, well, that'll make the room look big. But no, that makes the room look weird. It's always a good idea to get a piece of paper with the dimensions of your room and then just plan out how big your furniture needs to be. There's lots of tools online that will help you do this too. One of my very favorite girlfriends, and I don't get to see her very often, she is a riot. You would love her. But I was in her living room and she has this great big wooden carved coffee table. It's nothing like what her taste is. And she knows I hate it and I would always tease her about it. So one day she said, I know you hate this coffee table. Well, I'll tell you what, I hate it too. And I said to her, well, then why do you have it? And she said, every time I look at that coffee table, it makes me happy. My ex-husband wanted that table more than anything when we got a divorce, and I made sure I got it. So every time I look at that coffee table, I feel good. And I thought about that, and I didn't know if I should say anything, but I did. Every time you look at that piece of furniture, you are remembering a man you don't want to remember, and in one of the most painful times in your life. Wouldn't it be better to just donate that table and get a table you really love? And she said, oh, that sounds good. No, I love that table. Anyway, long story short, too late. A year later, right? I'm visiting with her. The table is gone. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. And I said, what did you do with the table? And she said, well, I didn't get rid of it. It's in my laundry room. I like to put my dirty clothes on it. But I think it's always a good idea to make sure your furniture fits. And if your furniture represents something negative, as much as you might like it, get rid of it. Because furniture does hold memories. Moving and decorating a new home or an apartment is not for sissies. You need to move forward with amazing joy and happiness and confidence, and you need to be brave. I know YouTubers that have moved to a new apartment or home and they're afraid to show you. They've told me that. I don't want people to make fun of my furniture. I don't want people to ridicule me for the art that I chose. I just picked things I liked, but I don't know if it's good taste or not, so I don't want to show anybody. When I hear things like that, it just breaks my heart. It is nobody's business whether they think what you have is good taste or not. You are decorating for you in the colors you love, the art you love, the furniture you love. You're doing the best you can, so be damned what other people say. I mean, unless you're really into Elvis on velvet over the fireplace, and even then, what the heck, right? Elvis looks good on velvet, but decorate with confidence, because when you're happy, everybody else around you will be happy. The number one mistake that I see people make over and over and over again, they hang their art too high. It is so high that, you'd have to be like 6'5" to be able to take in the whole beautiful canvas of the art they've put on their wall. A good rule of thumb is to hang your art 60 to 65 inches above the floor. I like to go a little bit lower than that unless I'm doing a gallery wall and then I want to fill up the whole wall, top to bottom. But if you are in that 60-inch range when you're hanging your art, you're doing a good job. I think a lot of this is, I want to hang my picture over the sofa real high so somebody doesn't bang their head into it. Okay, that's not going to happen. Adults are not 5 years old. They pretty much know they don't bang their head against a wall. So feel free to hang that art at eye level so people can enjoy the colors and the composition. They can read a signature of whoever did the art. But don't hang it so high that only the birds can see it and spiders. Yeah, you don't want to do that. I think the most important tip I could pass on to you about decorating is don't pay any attention to what I say or what anybody says. You do you. You do what makes you happy. If you open up the door to your home and you look around and you see Elvis on velvet and you love it, that's fabulous. Then you are a success. That is tremendous. You know, there are so many different decorating styles. There's, postmodern and Renaissance and French farmhouse and mid-century modern, and okay, I could go on and on. Anyway, you know what I really love is the coastal decorating right now. It's so beautiful with the pastels. Well, how about don't lock yourself in to one style of decorating. How about look at them all and take a couple from coastal, a couple from postmodern, a couple from granny chic. Why not? Just pick the things that speak to you, but don't box yourself in. Don't let anybody suggest to you that maybe you aren't doing it right. Because if you're happy, you are. 8 years ago, when I went through such a terrible time after my divorce, I lost everything a woman could lose, even her beloved dog. And I was used to living in very beautiful homes, and there I was moving into the tiniest little one-bedroom apartment you could ever imagine. And what did I have? I had nothing. The only thing that I had was the beautiful furniture that Billy had bought me, or furniture that was my mama's or my grandfather's, or a piece of furniture that I saved for. None of those big pieces of furniture fit into my apartment. They were too dark, they were too big, it was all jam-packed. It made the apartment look even smaller than it was. But now looking back, I'm glad I made that decision, because those pieces of furniture comforted me and they gave me hope that maybe I could rebuild my life. And I did. Because when I would look in the mirror 8 years ago, I saw a woman who lost everything. I saw a loser. And when I looked around my apartment, I saw those pieces of furniture, and they reminded me of maybe a woman that I could be if I could just get over the pain. And I would go out to the thrift stores and I would bring back my little treasures, and I had nothing. I had no money. I didn't even have a car. But I had my little treasures, right? And I would come back and I would film it for you. And instead of you saying, oh my God, that's just terrible, you were wonderful. You were so supportive, and I'll never forget it. And some of you would say, I love the way you've decorated your little apartment. And I broke what? Almost every rule, but I was happy. And it helped me heal. And it helped me heal because I was moving in the right direction, and I was surrounding myself with things that made me happy. And after those long, crazy, broken-hearted days, I would come home, I would open up that door, and there would be Cooper or Desi and the latest little trinket that I got from Goodwill. That, to me, is what decorating is all about. So I think that's the most important thing I could pass on. Decorating is part of your soul.
I guess it really is true. It all comes down to love. Any way you slice it. Maybe that old song, or maybe there's some truth to it. All you need is love.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I loved every second of it. If you get a chance down below, could you share maybe something about your decorating history, maybe some mistakes you made and how you fixed it? Please have yourself a wonderful brand new week. And when you're done with your week, you come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, it's a deal. We'll be here.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are?
If you walk in into your home and you look around and you love everything you see, even if it's Elvis on velvet over a tiny little fireplace with your big ass furniture. No, I can't say that.
How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder.